Hey, First UMC family, Pastor Mary Beth here. So one of the first, let's say it's the second or third question I get after people ask me about how my family is, when I encounter folks in our church family, that second or third question is always, when is our church going to reopen? And what I want to say to you is, our church has never been closed. Yes, we've had limited access to our facilities for the last almost 11 weeks. But in those 11 weeks, we have never stopped worshiping God or loving people or serving our neighbor. We have been better together, growing and serving and worshiping. And I want to share with you some of the ways that's been happening. Did you know that this year, Change the World Allen is moving from a one weekend in the month of May event to a year-long initiative? Let me share with you some of what's happened through Change the World Allen. They have completed 3 home repair projects and are in the middle of 2 others. Fairview Rotary has provided weekend meals in May for Allen ISD students who needed meal assistance. Between May 13th and May 18th, over 91,000 meals were assembled for Kids Against Hunger. 100 pairs of underwear were donated for street-side showers. 48 pints of blood were donated through the Red Cross, and 50 care packages for military support were assembled. We will continue this summer to host monthly Red Cross blood drives in our facility, and this Saturday, our first ever healthcare worker appreciation drive will take place. We will be receiving donations of prepackaged food items for the healthcare workers at Texas Health Presbyterian of Allen. We have continued to grow together as a church. Our adult Sunday school classes and youth small groups have continued to meet on various online platforms. 2 of our Bible studies completed their course of study in this time of meeting virtually. Disciple 4 and our Monday morning women's Bible study of Romans completed their work. We have new midweek studies that began here in May, the Gospel of John and a study of praying through the pandemic, and our Growing Deeper Together group that gathers at 10:30 on Sunday mornings to talk about the issues that we've raised in worship. We've been averaging about 30 people who come to that Facebook Live event. And then if you want to talk about worship, well, our weekly Wednesday evening prayer service has provided a place of calm and focus and prayer and community for folks for the last several weeks. It will continue through the summer under the leadership of Reverend Jessica Wright every Wednesday evening at 6:30 on Facebook Live. And since the first Sunday that we live streamed our worship service, I want to tell you that we have averaged about 1,100 weekly engagements with our worship services as they have been offered both on YouTube and on Facebook. That means not just on Sunday morning, but people are coming to engage with those offerings throughout the week. We have not been closed. We've been very busy in the last 11 weeks at First United Methodist Church of Allen. But staff and leadership also know that there's a longing for us to be together again in in-person ways. And I want to tell you, in mid-May, we began working on a process that would enable us to come together in a hybrid of live stream and in-person worship on June the 7th. But I also want to tell you that as First United Methodist Church of Allen, we are part of the North Central District of the United Methodist Church in the North Texas Conference. So that means that we are under the authority of Bishop Michael McKee of the North Texas Conference. And on May 15th, he sent a letter to all the United Methodist churches in the North Texas Conference. And you can find that letter on our website, but I want to lift up just one particular sentence that guided our work. He said, at this time, May the 15th, it is not in the best interest of community health for the churches in the Metro and North Central districts to gather for public worship. So while we know we are all so eager to be together in public worship again, I want to share with you that we plan to continue with live stream worship only, probably through the end of June or until Bishop Mike McKee gives us permission to gather again together in public worship. But we know it is important for us to find ways to be together in person. And so the staff and leadership of your church pivoted and have been working in the last 10 days on a phased plan for us to begin to gather in ways that help people to feel connected and also feel safe and comfortable. The full document of that phased plan is on our website. There's a link to it in this email, and I encourage you to go and read the entire document. But I want to lift up a couple of the highlights and tell you that the first phase of this plan begins on June the 1st. And on June the 1st, we will shift our worship time on Sundays to 11 o'clock. We will live stream at 11 o'clock. And we also want to encourage households to consider gathering together in homes with maybe no more than 10 to 15 people who have the same risk tolerance to worship together, watching the live stream together. This is very much a part of who we are as the church. From our ancient history, from the beginning, people gathered in homes for the purpose of worship. And even in the 21st century, the idea of our homes being a sanctuary and almost like a base camp for Christian mission is an idea that we should hold on to, even as we are able to gather together in public worship. Here's some other things that will happen beginning in this first phase on June the 1st. Small groups will be allowed to reserve the courtyard or other outdoor spaces or large gathering spaces indoors through your staff liaison, and those spaces may be reserved morning, afternoon, or evening, Monday through Saturday, or Sunday afternoon or evening. They will be set up and reserved at a 25% capacity of that room size, and information about what that is in each of those spaces is available on our website. We strongly encourage the use of masks and social distancing. Our youth will be allowed to meet in those spaces under the same guidelines as well, and our children's ministry will begin meeting in elementary grade specific meetings by invitation only beginning on June the 15th. To tell you about what will actually be happening with our facilities, our church offices will have office hours beginning on June the 1st, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We ask that guests access the building through the south entrance. And every room that is used in our building after it's used will be cleaned and sanitized according to CDC protocols. Now there is a phase 2 in this. It is still under development, and this will happen when Bishop McKee gives us permission to gather in public worship again. And there are more guidelines that will go along with this. I want to lift up specifically what public worship will look like for us and encourage you to look at the document on our website. We will continue to live stream at 11 o'clock. But we will also have in-person worship in our sanctuary at 11 o'clock with the understanding that the capacity in that room will be 200 persons. If we meet that capacity, we will have overflow space available with a live stream in the gym and the fellowship hall. Phase 3 is also under development, and we're working towards what that might look like and what the metrics are for that. I encourage you to take a look at where we are on that so far in the document on our website. Now, I want to note again that not everyone has the same COVID-19 risk tolerance. You may be someone who is already out and about, you've resumed your regular routine, and you're eager to be fully back in worship and in all the ways that you've always engaged in the church. Or you may be someone who is feeling very reticent to be out in public, and at the most, you would want to be with 1 or 2 other family members who have the same risk tolerance as you do. Everybody's at a different place. What we have found helpful as staff and leadership is a chart called the COVID-19 Risk Tolerance Rubric that's been making its way around social media. We found this very helpful as we have been making our plans and considering the diversity of our community in terms of risk tolerance and how we can help people feel comfortable and safe. And so I want to encourage you to take a look at that. There's a link to this particular chart in this email. Take a look at it and determine where you are on the chart, and then use it for conversation with other people in your household or people that you're close to figure out where they are. I think it can also help us as we consider how we might be engaging with other people in our church family and in our community to have compassion and mercy and grace and understanding and respect for where other people are. Because that's who we are as the church, my friends. And we have never stopped being the church, and we never will. So I encourage you, follow the link to the whole document that's on our website. I hope that it will give you information that will be helpful to you. And if you have further questions about it, please feel free to contact me. I'm praying for you. I hope you're praying for me. Stay safe, stay healthy. Keep being the church. Shalom.